The Energy Transition Act of 2019 led to the closure of the San Juan generating station 2 weeks ago by PNM. This despite PNM executives telling the PRC they're not going to have enough energy to meet demand in our state in the summers of 2023 and 2024, and it will likely lead to rolling blackouts. If you're elected, what are you going to do about it?
Mr. Ronchetti, you go first.
Well, first and foremost, this never should have happened. So why did PNM shut down the San Juan generating station? Well, they got a big fat payout from this governor's administration of $300 million that, by the way, if you're a PNM ratepayer, you're paying for that. So now PNM takes the $300 million, shuts down San Juan, and then what do? Well, we have to go one of two places for the power. We're going to have to go to the outside market, which is going to cost us more money, or we're going to have blackouts or brownouts, and that's devastating. And what it is it's the governor's California energy policy, which is devastating to the state of New Mexico. Does it sound familiar? You hear it all the time in California. You can't charge that electric vehicle in a brownout. This governor is also, in the last legislative session, she proposed a bill to raise gas prices 35 to 50 cents a gallon. Again, these are the kind of policies, when you spend your life in government and you don't actually talk to people in your own state, you think are a good idea. It's a terrible idea. She also has a plan on the table right now to increase the amount of EV sales with a government mandate by 7-fold here over the next couple of years. The average EV is $66,000. That is going to drive up cars prices not only in EVs, but in gasoline-powered cars as well. It's going to crush working families. That's going to be devastating. We should keep San Juan generating station open, take an all-of-the-above approach, which includes the best oil and gas industry in the world, and invest in nuclear and hydrogen going forward.
Governor Lujan Grisham, your reply.
Well, first, I take exception, Bob, to the fact that you say the ETA led to the closure of the San Juan coal-fired plant and generating station. That's just not true. That was going to happen well before the Energy Transition Act, which brought renewable energy standards to New Mexico, frankly created more energy investments in oil and gas, brought 40 million, 20 million directly to workers, 20 million directly to economic development at the county. The country can't afford, there's no money in, right, coal, and as a result, the private sector makes these decisions. And so that was really an unfair characteristic, but I noticed that my opponent, who doesn't know what the Energy Transition Act does or how it works, which has nothing to do with EV vehicles, and the same threats about making sure that we have renewable energy, which, by the way, New Mexico has more job growth in solar and wind than any other state in the nation, with the cheapest solar in the nation and the largest wind farm in the country. And that is actually both developed and invested in many ways by oil and gas. We need to be an all of the above energy state. Who's bringing hydrogen? Who's the lead state in the country for hydrogen? We are. And why? Because I'm the governor and am bringing smart energy policies to the state. Why else? Because I actually believe in climate change, unlike my opponent. We have to reduce methane gas emissions, which means that we have the strongest, toughest standards now adopted by the federal government and embraced by the oil and gas industry, as well as ozone standards. I don't believe in this brownout issue because we're going to have enough renewable energy to cover New Mexico.
Time is up. Thank you.